We need to vote. We need to vote.
Okay,
we vote.
all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
Okay.
Is that it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Ms. Marcia Johnson, Clerk of Court.
Morning. I don't really have a report, but I wanted to introduce my new administrative assistant to y'all. This is Lori Hines. She just started work this past week, so just want to let y'all know her name. If you need any help, please let her know.
All righty.
Thank you for introducing her to us. I know her in the past, though, long years ago.
All right, Mr. Michael Marone, County Coordinator Report. First one.
Scary, ain't it?
You got it, bud.
Speaking of new employees, informed the board that Ms. Cheyenne Cruson, the Planning and Zoning newest permitting specialist, started yesterday, Monday, July 20th. For those of you that don't know her, please feel free to introduce yourself. She's very eager to meet each of you. Item number 2, inform the board that the Abercrombie Boat Ramp ADA compatible project is just about completed. We're waiting for the final FWC inspection. Just to let you know, it's one of the ramps that we were able to do it to, not both. Item number 3, inform the board that the roof project is completed at the Chapman Building. The final inspection is Friday, July 24th. In addition, Dr. Helen Tudor wants to highlight with paint Chapman Schools over the Avenue E entrance to the Chapman Auditorium Building. She will assume the entire cost. I have discussed this matter with Mr. Curenton, and he has no problem with it. I attached a picture of the side that she wants to paint. She's going to do it in a contrast color so it stands out as you pass by on Avenue E.
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion second on the floor. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
Make sure she go by the, that's an antique building. Make
Yeah, and she will
Architectural
coordinate with
Center.
Mark on that.
On item number 2, I need to go back to that real quick.
Yes, sir.
As the one floating dock out there is ADA compatible, we need a sign designating and marking that
I will.
so that the handicap knows that particular dock has been redesigned where it is ADA accessible.
Yes, sir, I will.
That is good. I'm glad y'all did that.
Yes. Kind of had to. Okay, item number 4, the review committee selected and FDOT concurred Innovia as the #1 firm to provide engineering services for the County Road 67 Tallahassee Street sidewalk project. I need board action to authorize staff to begin negotiations with Innovia.
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion second on the floor. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
And here's something we've been waiting to hear. Preble Rich has informed me that they are ready to begin the design phase of the paving project. During the design phase, there is still the opportunity to make some changes to your list of roads. I need board action to authorize Preble Rich to begin the design phase.
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion second on the floor. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Yeah, and we need to get this going as fast as we can.
Yes,
Mr.
sir.
Chairman, just
Yes,
one
ma'am.
comment on that. I can't find my email right this second, but I asked Aaron how much money we had accumulated, because, we've been talking about this for about a year, and we had a fixed number a year ago. And so I asked Aaron to update the number, and what she updated me, and like I said, I can't give you the exact number, but it's approximately $425,000.
422.
Okay, I'm sorry. So now we're up to, instead of the 325, we're up to 422, 365 per district.
Yes.
So we need to make sure that Clay has those numbers for each district now. Clay, that's 422, 365 per the finance office. And so, that gives the board some leeway on if they were over and, or if they were under, they can add some additional things in there. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, ma'am.
Item 6 is an update on the Armory renovation project. There will be a pre-construction meeting on Friday, July 24th, and the notice to proceed will be issued on Monday, July 27th. Mr. Curenton expects that the project will be completed by year's end, as it is a 150-day project. At the July 7th meeting, it was reported that the contract for the Armory renovation project was awarded to DHR. Actually, the contract was awarded to Berkshire Johnstone LLC. That was a mix-up in the name, but I just need to clarify that for the record. Item 7, I'm sorry.
Mr. Chairman, if I
Yes,
can have
ma'am.
one comment on this. With your pre-construction meeting, I'm sure I think the board will agree with me on this. We want to really push local contractors,
Yes,
subcontractors in this. And so if you can please make that note for us, make that mention, make that known, because we are really looking to put to work every Franklin County local contractor that we can on this project.
Yes, ma'am.
And we really mean that. And we're going to ask them about it when they come before us and we look at bills and they're not being paid to local contractors, we're going to call them into question on it.
Okay.
So,
I'll make sure Mark specifies that.
Thank you.
Pre-construction. Item 7, in the July 9th edition of the Apalachicola Times, there was an article regarding Mr. George Floyd's work on the boat basin on St. George Island. Mr. Floyd was quoted as saying that he was guided by advice from Franklin County and other state, local, and private entities. As far as I know, Mr. Floyd has never approached the Board of County Commissioners or county staff to discuss this project. Additionally, the county was not part of the permitting process that allowed Mr. Floyd to do this project. I want to say this because at some point, as we move forward in this project, you guys are going to get calls. And I don't want the public to be confused to think that you approve this project, you know it from beginning to end, because we really don't. We really don't. Next item. Inform the board that the Department of Economic Opportunity approved that $25,000 technical assistance grant that was submitted on June 15th to create an online GIS-based planning map for Franklin County. Ms. Cindy Clark is going to be handling that. Oh, there she is. And if you have any questions, you can ask her.
yeah, I think this is the third year
Yeah.
we submitted it and we finally got it. So, if at once you don't succeed, try again. So.
And again. Item number 9, inform the board that Attorney Schuler and I met with Dewberry on Thursday, July 16th, to begin negotiations as our Restore Act consultants. Attorney Schuler will review the contract, and I will review the scope of services for the multi-year implementation plan, along with the planning application grant checklist. Copies of these documents are attached, and another meeting is planned in August after Mr. Pierce returns. And I say Gulf County version because that's the basis I'm going to start with, and strikeouts and additions, and then I'll run that by Mr. Attorney Schuler, and then we'll move forward from there.
Let me ask,
Yes, sir.
discuss? I heard something it's been all over the news, Franklin County received $1 million with it.
Has it?
It was the city of Appalachian.
City of Appalachia
Apalachicola.
received $1 million.
Okay, they,
Yeah. And
Yeah, the city.
people been calling me.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know nothing about it.
They've been asking me,
did
too,
the city
what y'all
get
gonna
a-
do with that $1 million? I said, it ain't good for us, it went to the city.
Did the city get a million?
Appalachia.
Well, that's in the negotiations as to what what the litigation was for. I don't think anybody decided what anybody's getting yet.
Okay.
And,
They have a-
from what I understand, they got the money because they did a claim on it that they lost revenue.
Exactly.
And
Yes.
as far as I know, Franklin County did not lose the revenues that they were asking about, like the gas tax,
Tax.
all like that. We didn't. And, I have to think, coming down the line somewhere, with the restore stuff and everything, that this is gonna come out of your original pot that you get anyway to start with. So, you
Yeah.
gotta watch it, because you don't wanna, count your blessings too soon, because you may not get any.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
We just have to see.
Speaking of, item number 10, inform the board that Attorney Schuler and I met with Mr. Bill Williams. He's Walton County's Restore consultant to discuss Project Team North Florida. Mr. Williams explained that this is an effort of the 8 impacted counties to join together to protect North Florida's interests with the different pots of BP funding. Mr. Williams stated that this collaboration is very important, especially to protect the 75-25 split under Triumph. Congresswoman Gwen Graham, Congressman Jeff Miller, and Deputy Secretaries, I think there are 2, of the U.S. Department of Commerce have pledged their support for this project. He stated that it is important to note that joining this team does not forfeit Franklin County's funding or interfere with it, but actually protects the entire funding coming to North Florida. Mr. Williams has extended invitations to the board, Attorney Schuler, and I to a meeting in Santa Rosa Beach with speakers that will discuss this project further. The agenda is attached. Board discussion.
When is the actual meeting? Mike?
July 27th, Monday, next Monday.
I read through the agenda of this particular meeting that is attached to our iPads, and I don't know, it just kind of gives me a little heartburn that there's actually a lot of different people speaking from different counties in the 8-county coalition, so to speak, but noticeably there's no one from Franklin County speaking, and that gives me a little heartburn. Not to say that we should go against this group. I understand there's power in numbers, and as it refers to Triumph and all these other things, I'm very aware what's in that law that was done by, brought forth by former President, Senate President Don Gates, and why it was done that way, and basically to try to help these 8 counties that were impacted the most by the oil spill, which is the non-disproportionate. And so I understand the philosophy behind it and exactly where all this money is allocated to and where 75% of it is designated to be spent. Having said that, just as the legislature creates a law, it can change a law. So we all have to be aware of that also, but needs to be a little more dialogue if they expect us to participate, to reach out more than just tell us where the meeting is, and give us some consideration when they're drafting agendas and letting us know more about exactly what's going to occur at these meetings, rather than just send us notice of a meeting.
Commissioner,
So the next time you speak to him, that needs to be made a point.
I will.
That if we're all going to play it as a ball team, then we're all a team, and I don't want to be the bat boy. Okay, if we're all going to work this thing together as a team, then we need to be included as part of that team.
Yes, Commissioner.
I agree with you.
Fully included.
I agree with
Not
you,
just
sir.
pass the message.
Commissioner Sanders, can you attend the meeting?
Well, I mean, it could be any one of us. But the thing about this is that any of us can.
Since
should
you're
be able to go.
our BP representative for the board, so, and I'm sure if you wanted to speak, they would put you on the agenda.
Well, the thing about it is, I would want to know what the board would want me to speak on. But
Get money for Franklin County.
I know that, and but I'm like.
Pretty
I'm like-
easy.
I'm like Smokey said, I kind of got some heartburn with it. They want us to be part of it, but they don't. have
They're not
us in it.
including us with it.
If it would be the pleasure,
Yeah.
if it would be the pleasure of the board, I would attend the meeting on behalf of Franklin County.
And you,
You would?
I absolutely would.
Okay.
okay.
You know, I dealt with this early on, but Commissioner Sanders is our
And
representative.
that's fine. You can go if you want to. I got another date on the 27th I've got to be at.
I make a motion that we provide Commissioner Parrish with the means and needs of whatever he needs to attend that meeting
Second.
in behalf of this board.
Second.
I have a motion second on the floor. All in favor? All opposed? Motion carries.
Did you want any staff to attend with you, Commissioner Parrish?
Absolutely.
Attorney- oh,
Because I may not make this one meeting, and then it may be somebody else, but we do need a central point, and you're the person to contact
I
every
would
day.
recommend
so-
that both Attorney Schuler and myself go, because there's going to be a resolution. They want us to get
Yeah.
involved in this. So if you guys don't mind, I would
Y'all
like you
three
to
need
authorize
go.
both of us to go
Oh,
with you, sir.
we need to
Amend the motion.
amend the
Amend the
motion.
motion
It's
to
amend your
show
motion.
My motion stands so amended to
Okay, now
reflect
it's-
those comments.
Okay.
My second. But the thing about it is, please include those comments in your speech to them.
Absolutely, you know I will.
I know you will.
Do we need to bring another motion for all three of y'all now?
No, we
It's
amended
amended.
Okay, we got it. All right,
We amended it.
okay.
So we ready.
We're ready, Freddie.
Sounds that way. Item 11, on Tuesday, July 9th, I met with the representatives from American Red Cross. Ms. Sharon Tyler and Ms. Joanne Suggs discussed their agency's role in Franklin County and stated that they have spent over $6,000 thus far on Franklin County families who are in need. They are seeking donations from the county or any other private or public agency in the county. Board discussion.
I would like to just wait until we get into our budget discussions to discuss this, so if we can table this matter until then.
Yes, and I attached the letter just for your reference, because I figured.
Okay, but well, we won't have to do it by motion, we can just bring this up.
Exactly. I
Okay.
just figured, you don't want to make you guys aware,
Just
because
make
it won't.
sure- Make sure you put it on the schedule to talk about the Red Cross funding and, Michael, for the
During the budget hearing.
budget hearing.
Okay, I'll let finance know.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Item 12, at the last meeting, only one JPA for the airport was presented when there should have been two. The second JPA is this: FDOT has increased the funds for stormwater and drainage improvements by $134,574. Board action to sign the supplemental JPA for additional funds so that the total funding for the JPA 416047-6 is now 2.2 million. For the record, the previous amount had been 2.08.
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion second on the floor. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
And the final item, board action to award the Rehabilitate Airfield Pavement Project to Polaronis Construction as recommended by AFCON. AFCON recommends that the county award the base bid and additive alternates numbers 1, 2, and 5 that would bring Polaronis's bid to $854,356.73, which will be less than the budgeted $879,062.77 for this project. AFCON further recommends that the county apply for discretionary federal funding next year to complete this work project.
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion, 2 seconds on the floor. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
That's it for me,
No, I
Commissioner.
got you. Hold on.
We got you.
Okay. In Lenart Village, probably get the lawyer to look and check on it. On Arizona Street, we own the street all the way to the bay. And they would like to put like a little load of rock down there, little pebbles where they can unlaunch their little boats, their little kayaks, and their,
They've been doing that.
yeah, but they need some rock. It's boggy. I was out there yesterday. You'll get stuck.
Just get the road department.
Yeah, I was gonna make sure we just dump some rock on it
Yeah.
where they
Planning
can.
streets, you
Just get
can
the
do that
road
all day long.
Appreciate you
all right.
looking for the out for me on that.
It was there yesterday stuck. And on the East Point boat ramp, can you get a hold of Miss Gwen Graham and see if she can get back in the process of trying to get us money to dredge that channel?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
She'll be off the whole month, the next month, and see if she can come down one day and meet with us.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Chairman, I've got a couple of things.
Yes, ma'am.
One is, we have vendors on St. George Island, and they are leaving their vehicles and wagons overnight in the public beach area, and they are not supposed to do that. We have warned them before, and so I'm going to ask for staff to get with county attorney and write a letter to them and warn them as to this, because they are continuing to do it, and they don't need to be doing that because that's in violation of their agreement for using our public area there. So I thank you for doing that. Also, I noticed driving by the Carabel Beach area there that our state flag on that flagpole is in real bad shape. If you could, it just brought to mind, if you could just check around as far as our state flag and our American flags around the county. We need to be flying
Nice one.
the most beautiful flags we can fly, so I just ask you to do that in your spare time if you'd put that on your list. Certainly the state flag at Carabel Beach needs to be replaced, so just check those out.
Well,
No, thank you for that. That's all I have, Mr.
All
Chairman.
right. And the second meeting in August, I'd like to have in Caravelle.
okay.
Okay.
August 18th. You want the hospital board meeting to be there too?
Is it there? Is
I
that
think
on
it's
the
on August
That's
18th?
when we have our workshop, isn't it?
Yes,
Yeah.
August 18th.
August
when we have-
18th?
Yeah, it's the second meeting in
okay.
August.
That's
Yeah.
when we have that evening
Yeah.
workshop.
We need to.
Is that right?
Yes,
Yes,
August
it is.
18th, yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Okay, I'm sorry.
We probably need to stay here for that.
Oh, we are gonna stay here for that. I
You
didn't
wanna
know.
let's do the first meeting in
We'll do the
August?
first meeting in August.
Okay.
That'd be good, and then that'll set you for December.
Yeah, then I put back December, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got this and this Thursday and Friday, then we got the, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And the last, all right.
Okay, I got some,
Do we need to make a motion to change that meeting, Mr. Chairman?
I think traditionally you have.
Okay, I make a motion that we take the chairman's recommendation to change the date of that first meeting in August.
Change the location?
Location.
Yes, sir.
second.
Have a motion second on the floor, all in favor? All opposed, motion carries.
I've got a couple of things. Did Kim Bodine ever get back with you on whether they approved her money to be switched over from administrative money to the Shellen money?
Not yet,
She
ma'am.
never has? Can
Not
you
yet.
contact her and see
I will.
if she's got any progress on that? And also, some of the Oystermen contacted me, and they're very concerned because they're hearing that the Corps of Engineers is going to be doing some dredging around the St. George Channel out there by the Tall Bridge. And they're scared that they're going to do it around when the winter bars open around the East Hole and all. And they're scared of the filtering products that will go on the bars and that automatic shutdown. And so can you find out what's going on with that? And to please ask them to do it soon, or either to hold off on it to where they can have it, to where they can have a good oyster season, because some of the oystermen know, and they're worried that they're gonna be closing out the down at Oyster there for 3 to 4 weeks after the dredging happens. So see what you can find out on that, Michael, and get
Yes, ma'am.
back to us on it. And that's my 2 items.
All right, thank you. Anybody else have anything for Michael? All right, appreciate it, Michael.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. The
Yes,
county
sir.
attorney, Mr. Michael, you have anything?
Yes, sir. If we could backstrike to your Board of Adjustment agenda, there was one item from your July 8th, which was a special meeting of the Board of Adjustment that did not make it onto your agenda for this morning. That was the document that I handed out to you a few minutes ago. If the board is willing to consider this, I would request that the board do 2 things. One, that you have a motion to amend your agenda to add this as item number 2 on your Board of Adjustment report. And then, of course, the next, if you agree to do that, then the next item would be a motion by the board either to approve or disapprove the recommendation.
A motion to add this to the Board of Adjustment agenda for us to consider as item number 2.
Yes, ma'am. That would be the motion.
This paper you gave us doesn't tell us how did the board adjustments.
This is the public notice from that July 8th meeting. I'm going to make a presentation once the board, if the
Oh, okay.
board will put me in that position to present it, I will present it to you.
I'm just asking it to be put on this.
Okay.
This is just for public
You
hearing.
need to
No,
say-
ma'am. I need first a motion for you to
Sir.
amend your agenda so I can go into the details
did.
with you. We got a motion, but we don't have a
I
second.
did that.
Yeah,
That's what I
Mr.
was
Noah
saying.
seconded it.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't hear it. We have a motion and a second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
Now, for clarification,
I
why
was waiting on you to get through talking before I interrupted you.
Yes, sir, I'm sorry. The public notice that I've handed to you is the notice from the July 8th meeting, which is why I am not asking the board to conduct a public notice. That public hearing has already been held by your Board of Adjustment. And I will read the request that they considered as follows. Request for a variance to construct a single-family dwelling 10 feet into the side setback of 4th Street East on property described as 333 East Gorey Drive, also known as Lot 5, Block 12 East, Unit 1, St. George Island, Florida, Franklin County, Florida. The request being submitted by Greg Prickett, residential house builders agent for Steve and Marcia Scanlon, owners. At that meeting, the site plan was presented to your advisory Board of Adjustment. The issue here, as you have heard in prior instances, is these properties, this is a corner lot, so you've got 2 streets, which means they now have to try and meet 2 25-foot setbacks. Traditionally, the board has considered that to be a hardship. In this case, the property owner wants to locate the house in such a fashion so that they have a good view of the water. In this case, the hardship would be because you have one lot subject to 2 25-foot setbacks. It was staff recommendation to the Board of Adjustment that they approve this variance request. It was unanimous vote by the Board of Adjustment to send this to you with a recommendation of approval. So
Can we see a site plan on
I
this?
can, I'll get Roxy to bring it in.
Thank you.
And I apologize for this coming up last minute. I didn't realize it had not been placed on the agenda.
That's fine.
All right, Commissioners, you now have in front of you a copy of a drawing that shows the location of the proposed structure on the lot. As you can see, the lot is on the corner of Gorey Drive and 4th Street, lot number 5, block, that's block number 1, can't really read it, maybe block 14. The issue here is on the 4th Street side of the property, there's a 25-foot setback. On the Gorey Drive side of the lot, it is also a 25-foot setback. The property owner is asking that the board allow them to encroach 10 feet into the 4th Street setback, which means they would have a 15-foot setback on 4th Street and then the standard 25-foot setback on Gorey Drive. The board has traditionally regarding or concerning lots that are on the corner that are subject to 2 25-foot setbacks have allowed those properties, you would consider that a hardship when it comes to locating the site of the building on the premises. In this case, as you can see, there's actually this is one of those street lots that actually would have 3 25-foot setbacks, but given the location of the building on the site, the Gulf Beach or the Gulf Drive setback is not at issue or relevant to the discussion. So it's board pleasure, but it does come to you with a recommendation from staff to approve.
Mr. Chairman, based on the recommendation of the county attorney and the Board of Adjustments, I make a recommendation that we approve this based on the information provided us that it does represent a hardship.
Second.
Have a motion second on the floor. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Is that all you have,
Nothing
Mr.
further from
Schuler?
me, sir. I mean, well, let me say this. I did not send you a report, but I just want the board to be prepared. At the next meeting, I'm experiencing a level of concern at the lack of communication with a couple of issues that the board has asked me to look into regarding East Point Water and Sewer and also with the Gramercy Plantation. I just want the board to know that if this is not resolved and I'm not able to make sufficient progress in the interest of Franklin County, I will be coming back to you with a recommendation to proceed with enforcement action. Actually, we've already had the lawsuit against East Point Water and Sewer. We'll just have to set that for a final hearing. But on Gramercy, I have not had the response that I would like to have on that. And hopefully, we'll make some progress between now and the next meeting. Thank you. I have nothing further for the board.
Do you have any commissioner comments? Any commissioner comments? Have any public comments?
Remember Thursday?
Thursday's budget workshop at 9 o'clock, ain't it? 9 o'clock. And if we can finish it up, we don't have to do it Friday or, okay. No public comments. Meeting adjourned.
Mike.
Get on out of here.
Get on.